What's going on all? Thanks for tuning in once again. Let's talk Parker versus Zhang 2. The rematch seems to be going ahead on the undercard of Bivol versus Beterbiev. It should be a good one. The first one was a good one. Parker gets dropped twice, comes back, wins the fight. Then Zhang redeems himself, knocks out Wilder. The fight makes sense. Joseph Parker, has been calling out White, been calling out Joshua. We know that Joshua's fighting Dubois. We also know that Zhang had a rematch clause. Zhang's activated it in time. So it seems like it's going to be going ahead, when it gets the regular bout, WBO, as well as a mandatory position to fight either Fury or Usyk. They're going to be fighting each other again, I believe, in December. So the winner gets the winner of that fight. So, this is an interesting one. Zhang's been more active now, because obviously Parker, like I said, he's been calling people out. No one's really taken the challenge. So Zhang, he always looks good within 8 rounds, doesn't he? Great knockout power, knocks down heavyweights, not even needing to, put much movement into his punches. Basically just stands there, throws a punch, and they hit the canvas, plain and simple. And this fight, he needs to really understand that Parker is not that easy to put away. Understand that Parker's only lost once by knockout against Joyce, and that was in the 11th round. That was from really taking a lot of damage. With Zhang, he got a lot of big punches in there, but he wasn't constantly breaking down Parker like Joyce did. So in this fight, Zhang needs to really break him down. He needs to understand that it's possible that Parker might get up from one punch. It's possible that he may not stay down, like he did the first time. So Zhang really needs to take him up in those 8 rounds. He really needs to do damage in those 8 rounds, or at least, get 2 knockdowns again and be a lot more busier. If he's able to knock him down again within 8 rounds and win a couple of rounds, let's just say he wins round, 2, 4, and then drops him in the first, maybe drops him in the third. He's already 6 rounds in. You know what I mean? So even if Parker's winning the round, if Zhang drops him, he's gonna get a 10-8 round. So he really needs to do the damage in 8 rounds. He can't afford the fight to go on for too long and he's down or he's even with Parker. He's just not gonna win those last rounds. He isn't. Just doesn't have the gas tank for it. With Parker, he needs to try not to get dropped. Do what he done in the first fight. Just punch to the arms, punch anywhere. Zhang's a big guy. Just punch. Make sure that you're landing a punch on him. Whether it's on his hands, on his wrists, wherever he needs to punch. Show the judges that you're busier and keep up the pace. He needs to keep up the pace. He can't afford to slow down. He needs to stay away from the ropes. We saw him get dropped close to the ropes in the first fight as well. So, Parker needs to win on points. Zhang needs to win by knockout. It's a pretty even fight, in my opinion. It's possible that Zhang can win on points, but he just needs to really dominate in those first 8 rounds. Single punches isn't going to do the job. He needs to really work on his pacing and throw more punches per round. We know that he's not going to, be throwing flurries in round 9, round 10. We know that. We know what Zhang's all about. Okay, he's about knocking guys out, being dominant, with that straight left and sweeping right hook. The straight left was what dropped Parker the first time, so I think that straight left he should throw again, possibly to the body a bit more this time. He was head hunting the first fight. I think that he can really do damage with the body shot. and possibly take out Parker with the sweeping right hand. But the key for Zhang here is to cut off the ring, you know, get Parker into a corner and do damage. You know, there's no other way of beating Parker here. You know, he needs to trap him. Parker's too good at moving. He's too good at, you know, mixing up punches, being more effective, you know, with more volume. You know, we know that Zhang doesn't throw more. Parker throws combinations. He throws to the body, to the head. He mixes it up. So it's going to be very interesting for 8 rounds, you know. Very interesting. If Parker gets dropped twice again, I think that Zhang will win this time. You know, if he gets dropped once and gets up and recovers, I'm picking Parker to win. You know, so either Zhang needs to knock him out or knock him down twice, be dominant within 8 rounds. You know, get some swing rounds, get some rounds where he's winning. You know, just be more in the fight. You know, you can't just walk around and not throw anything. But, you know, I like the fight. I think it's a great matchup between the two. The puncher against the boxer. And Zhang, you know, is always dangerous. You know, we know that. We don't see Zhang really hitting the canvas that much. You know, I don't think that Parker will be able to knock him down at all. If anybody is to knock him down, it'll probably be more of a puncher like a Joshua. You know, Wilder had his chance. Obviously, you know, Zhang shut that down. But someone that's two-handed, you know, that can punch. Possibly Bacoli, you know, someone that's two-handed that can punch. Parker's punches the overhand right. We saw that in the Wilder fight. You know, that's pretty much his power shot. His uppercuts are good as well. But, you know, because Zhang's so tall, I doubt that he will be able to land, you know, some big uppercuts that will rock Zhang. So for Parker, he needs to move around. Circling is key. He needs to circle around Zhang, outland him, outbox him, and win on points. For Zhang, knockout or, you know, dominate the first 8. Couple of knockdowns is definitely needed to win for Zhang. You know, he's not going to outbox Parker without knocking him down. That's a fact. But that's my take on it anyway. You know, I definitely like the fight. I think that Zhang has more of a chance this time because now he understands that he can't just finish Parker as easily as he did Joyce, as easily as he did Wilder. You know, it's going to take a bit more time. So I think he's going to be a bit more disciplined in this fight. I don't see him celebrating too early if he knocks him down once. I think he will definitely be aware that Parker is there to stay, he's there to fight, he's there to hear the ending bell, and he's there to win. So I've got it straight down the middle. I'm going to go for Parker by points, okay? But I may change my mind closer to the fight, depending on how Zhang looks, what weight he brings to the fight, what weight Parker brings to the fight. So for now, I'm going to say Parker on points, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Zhang wins as well. Leave your take on it. Look forward to the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.